Tributes continue to flow for former U.S. President Jimmy Carter, a day after he passed away at the age of 100. CNN's Brian Abel joins us from Carter's hometown of Plains, Georgia. And Brian, how are people honoring President Carter today?
Well, Melissa, here in Plains, he is being remembered as much more than a former president, because here, this was his home. This is where he met Rosalind and had his love affair with her until her passing just a few years ago. And so here is also where so many people knew him as simply a friend. But across the country, he's being remembered for his extraordinary life and legacy, going from a peanut farmer to the presidency, a pretty incredible feat. And then you know that he was first serving as Georgia's governor before he was elected in 1976. And he did a lot of work in conflict resolution, a lot of work in the humanitarian area as well. And he's also being remembered today here in Plains, but soon in Atlanta, where the Carter Center is, where much of his work was dedicated to. And then he'll also be remembered in Washington, D.C. on January 9th for the National Day of Mourning, Melissa.
Carter served one term in the White House in the late 70s and early 80s. What were some of his accomplishments during that presidency?
Yeah, one that stood out is one that wasn't very popular at the time, and it was during the conflict with Southeast Asia and a lot of refugees looking to get out. And Carter took an unusual step of doubling the amount of refugees accepted into the United States from the area from 7,000 to 14,000. And that was really just a showcase of his humanitarian work. And then that continued well beyond his presidency.
Carter was well known for some of his charity work. Can you tell us a bit more about his legacy in that area?
Yeah, that was really what Carter Center was all about, was continuing that. But I think most people would recognize and remember him for all of his work building homes for the homeless through Habitat for Humanity. That is perhaps his strongest lasting legacy. But also here back in Plains, just being known as somebody that was a friend, that would stop by, that would have conversations, that would welcome people into town when they moved here. That's the kind of legacy that he's leaving behind.
Okay, thank you, Brian. That's Brian Abel reporting for us in Georgia.